My dear friends, the fourth Sunday of Lent is called Laetare Sunday. This title is taken from the first word of the entrance antiphon of the Mass. Rejoice, Jerusalem. The fourth Sunday of Lent celebrates the fact that soon Lent will be over and we will be celebrating Easter. It has traditionally been a day of celebration with less austerity in the liturgy. This is seen in the change of liturgical color from purple to rose, and in allowing flowers in the sanctuary and greater use of the organ during Mass. The Gospel for this Sunday focuses on darkness and light. Jesus speaks about people who loved darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. We know that there are people today who continue to love the darkness and they try to draw others into the shadows. This often happens by obscuring the truth. This is all too common today as we hear about fake news and alternative facts. It seems that honesty is not always seen as a virtue. More and more people will tell us what we want to hear rather than what we need to hear. This will not bring people to the light. There are others who try to draw us into the shadows of confusion regarding the important moral issues and social issues of our day. Like Jesus in the Gospel who says, "Indeed, God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him," our response should not be one of condemnation. We need to lead people to the light of truth. Jesus is that truth. In the Gospel, he states, "Just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him may have eternal life." Jesus was lifted up on the cross so that we might be saved and have eternal life. The truth is that the cross is not a symbol of death and defeat. It is a symbol of life and love. We are reminded of this fact in the Gospel. We are told that God loved the world so much that he gave us his Son to save us through the cross. In the second reading, St. Paul tells us that it is the love and mercy of God that assures our salvation. He states, "God, who is rich in mercy, out of great love with which he loves us, even when we were dead through our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ." My dear friends, God's mercy flows from the cross. We also see mercy extended to the Israelites in the first reading. This small remnant is finally able to return to Jerusalem after many years of exile in Babylon. God's mercy indeed is plentiful. At the beginning of Lent, we had the cross traced on our foreheads with ashes. The cross continues to be an important symbol during Lent and throughout our lives. The cross is our sign of hope because it reminds us of God's unending love and mercy. We need to proclaim this message to the world. Just as in the Gospel Jesus shared this hope with Nicodemus, we too need to share it with others. Today there are still people searching for the truth. There is a great deal of confusion in the world and people find themselves in the shadows and in need of the light. We need to have the courage and conviction to bring them to the cross of Christ, for it is there that they will find salvation. Saint Theodore the Studite, a Byzantine monk who lived in the 9th century, had this to say about the cross of Christ. "How precious is the gift of the cross! How splendid to contemplate! By the cross, death was slain, and Adam was restored to life. The cross is the glory of the apostles, the crown of the martyrs, the sanctification of the saints. By the cross, we put on Christ and cast aside our former self. By the cross, we, the sheep of Christ, have been gathered into one flock, destined for the sheepfold of heaven. My dear friends, in conclusion, we can offer that simple refrain that is associated with the Stations of the Cross. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.